Right, g'day guys. Today we're going to do some sub-max pieces. Fun. Just working up a little bit because on March the 6th to the 10th, I think if my memory is correct, World Rowing's going to do a 1,000 meter virtual race. So between the 6th and the 10th of March 2019, if you do a 1,000 meter piece, and you've got all your stuff. So what you need to do is create a Concept2 logbook account if you don't already have one. Hopefully you already do. And obviously the ERG data that I keep talking about will upload on it. So what will happen is we'll work towards doing some stuff so that on the 6th we can give the 1,000 meter a nudge, and then we'll also do it again on the 10th. Just so then if you don't feel like you went as well as you did the first time, you can give it another go. And you know, we've got sort of 3 days up our sleeve for that one. So obviously 4, but when you do one day, it's going to be two days to recover, and the third day you'll be doing it. So 3 technically days, you can nail it. Yeah, so I thought that's something to work towards if people want to. Problem is that it's what I'm trying to do here with these sessions is very generic, because yes, there's rowers, there's people that are in the gym, there's novices, people that are only just getting onto it. So trying to create things for everybody, it's a little bit difficult, but nevertheless, I'm hoping that we can, and hopefully everyone can take a little piece out of it. So today you're going to warm up with me to get ready for these pieces, and I'll explain some stuff along the way as we do the warm up. So just kick into a row. Doesn't need to be much because, as I say, as we go through this warm up, I'll sort of explain what we're going to do. So the idea in this warm up is if you start from cold, is to sort of spend a minute or two getting the body limber. So just moving, not too much pressure. And over the first sort of 5-6 minutes, we just gradually increase the pressure sort of every 10, 15, 20 seconds. So, you know, I've seen my numbers drop already. And they'll continue to drop as your muscles warm up. You know, look for the length. Get that blood pumping around the body. So in these type of warm-ups, those are the main objectives, are to get warm, get limber, because we are going to do these pretty hard out. That's why we need a bit of time to get ourselves in a position where we're not going to hurt ourselves, first and foremost. We don't want to pull any muscles. We don't want a back injury. So start applying a little bit more weight to the legs now. So with these pieces, I'll explain as we go through. Now, sub-max, this is where it gets difficult to try and explain a few things. So everyone that knows what the max is, this is a max of your 2K time or of a set distance. So if I asked you to do 10 minutes, what would be the maximum split you could hold consistently for 10 minutes, right? If it was 100 meters, completely different story. You know, you'd be going as hard as you possibly can. And then if I asked you to do a minute, what does that look like? You know, if we go out to 1,000 meters, same sort of thing. 2K, you know what your 2K splits would be. You know, 5K as we go on and on. So this is going to be a sub-max of 1,000 meter piece. So it's for us to find a minute pace that's pretty solid, that we feel we could continue on for however long it would take us to get to 1,000 meters. Okay, now guys, yes, I understand you'll probably be pushing that, you know, 300 meter mark. Ladies, not so much. So it's all very reliant on yourself figuring out what that actually is. So once we've done 5 of them, you know, the last couple are going to be pretty touch and go, but it should give us an indicator of what we think we can achieve. Later in this week we might bust out a K, just to sort of see, give some people a benchmark if you haven't done one for a while, if you've never done one. Right, so for the next 45 seconds, we're going to go up to 24 strokes a minute. So I'm just about to click over 5 minutes now. So if you're, whatever your clock is, .24. So give it a good push. It's only 45 seconds. 15 more. One more. So then back it off. So what we're just going to do is just going to do some short priming pieces. So, you know, by the time we hit that, I always found 5-6 minutes was an ideal time to build the pressure. Might take you longer to, like I'm already feeling a bit clammy, I'm getting a bit of a sweat on. Heart rate was starting to get up there, so I already knew that I was in a good position, ready to do that priming piece. So we're going to go up a few points in rate each time. So I'm going to do the next one, we'll do it 28. So we get ready to go on this 45, which is now, so 45 seconds at 28. Give it a good push. Feel the movement. Look for the length. Good hang. 15 seconds. For more swing. Five seconds. So when we do pieces like this, it's important to prime yourself, get the muscles knowing that you're going to get a bit of a shock. I've got to switch on, fast
twitch fibers have got to come out. And that's really the best way to think about it. So I've just clicked over 8 minutes. When we get to 8.5, we go to 32 for 30 seconds. So I'm going to start to firm now with 15 seconds to go. So it's only about 5 strokes. And then on the 28, I'm going to start to build. Yep. 1 stroke out. So move the hands. Push. Just like that. So we've done 30 seconds at that. Now you should have felt that that was quite a bit of a step up. Not only in power, but in speed. So it's a really individual thing for this, where you're going to know the rating that you feel comfortable doing. So I'm sort of a 34, 36, probably 36 at the moment for this type of piece. So my rate that I'm going to try and hold is 36 strokes a minute. So we'll have about a minute, minute and a half in between these primer ones, these top ones. So I'm just about to click over 10 minutes now. So on the 30, I'm going to do 30 seconds at my pace, so at 36 strokes a minute. And I'm just going to be looking for that ease of movement, okay? So yes, you're working hard, you're breathing, you're puffing, whatever, you're focusing on technique. All right, here we go. Also want to make it sustainable. Ready? Yeah. Hang. Good. That's what we want to see. Just checking to see if my erg's moving around a bit too much. So figure it out yourself on how that felt. Do you think you could hold that for a minute? Do you think that you could hold that for 2 minutes? Because that's what we're doing with this submax. So we want to, over 5 pieces, we just want to learn a little bit about ourselves, about efficiency, about how well you can do it, how free you're moving, you know, having to yank it into the finish. Yes, you probably will near the finish of it, especially in the 1,000 meter, when if your legs are burnt out properly and your body hasn't got much left, you'll do whatever you have to hold on. So those are the things we want to look at in this. But I'm just about to do another 30 seconds. Pretty much the same. I'm going to back off the pressure slightly and just think about the rating. So it's still going to be pretty high, pretty intense, but just a bit more focus on the rate. Yep. So feel it light. Yeah, good. So now that was only 30 seconds. So one of these pieces, we want to be thinking about how we can hold that for the whole minute. And you want to get to the end of it and go, you know, take a deep breath. Could I have held that for another minute? You know, that's what we want to find out. So in this first one, have a bit of an experiment. Don't go ballistic. Just go and hold a pressure, hold a rate that's sustainable, that's pretty high, like it's intense, but something like you're not counting down with 30 seconds to go, oh, I want, you know, I can't wait to stop. You know, we might push that a little bit later on, but the idea of these pieces is to be able to get through them all in a good shape that gives us sort of a benchmark of a target split. Okay, that's what we're trying to find out today, is really to try and work out for a target split. So have a quick stretch if you need it. Have a drink. We'll come back on. Might just do another 10 strokes myself before we set the machine, and just going to weight it down because my concrete floor is a little bit slippery. All right, so hopefully that was enough. So if you are going to take a bit of a breather in between, and you feel like you just need to spark it up again, just jump on. Might do it myself now. Just going to I've got a bit of a runner on my, clean your erg if you need to. I can feel a bit of dust. Yep, all gone. So maybe even just throw in like 10 strokes just to bump it up a bit. I'm sure I used to be able to go way faster. That's what we're here for, team. That's what we're here for. Right. So, just checking how we're all going. Okay, so what we're going to do, select workout, new workout, going to intervals again, and just basically intervals time. Okay, so 1 minute's already on the clock. Flick it along, go past that rest time. So 3 minutes. Plenty of time in between. Catch your breath, have a yarn about everything. Where we go. So let that flick along. Just keep the 3 minutes flicking until you're actually ready to go. Because if you do set it too early, we're not going to muck around now actually, but if you're doing any pieces and you muck around too long, screen can reset, and then it just pisses you off a little bit. Right, okay. So, focus, first one. Good rhythm, good intensity, when I get to that minute thinking, wow, I worked pretty hard there, but I can continue that on for another 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, that's what it is. The best guys in the world will be doing sub 2 minutes 50. I think Sam Locke's got the world record. It's like, well, it might be sub 2 minutes 40. Okay, but he's a big guy, 120 kilograms, deadlifts 300 plus kgs, sits it on 10, and he monsters it along. Okay, not so much. So I'm a bit more in a speed rating thing. So 130 drag for me, rating 36. And today, yeah, I'll probably be trying to look for that 130 pace, maybe 131, 132, just to see how we go, because this is sub max, as I say. Yes, I used to be able to do 125s, not anymore. So that's what we're doing today. We're just trying to find out where we're at. Okay, so let's go. We'll click on it. Sit ready. So we're just going to get into this, get a good rate, good pressure, good speed, hold it right to that minute is over. Here we go. All right. Are you ready? Tension. Go. Easy speed. Hang. Breathe. How'd you feel? That was pretty good. That piece will determine the rest of today, whether it's going to be tough or really fucking tough. So, have a think to yourself, how long could I have maintained that for? I definitely think I could have done that for another minute. Don't think I could have done it for 3, which is what I sort of needed to do. So work it out in your head. Whatever meters you did then, we're going to be doing 1,000 meters in, I know, about 3 weeks' time. Full tit. So how would you have handled doing 1,000 meters at that speed? Because that's basically what we're trying to find out today, is a speed that you think you'll be able to maintain for that period of time. So on this next one, so keep moving, active recovery. So we're not just pushing the legs down, we're actually hanging and feeling a little bit of pressure. We're breathing, getting the oxygen back into the body. So we want to find if we can do the same on this one. Might find you go a bit quicker because we're going to build into this one. We're going to hit the line, whereas that one we had to build it off the line. But same sort of thing. Have a think about what you were doing. Did it feel like it was too powerful? Did you feel like you could have spun it up a bit? So I rated 34 strokes a minute then. And I think I probably could have gone a little bit higher. So this one, I'm going to have a refocus after about 20 seconds. See whether or not I'm producing enough power with the legs and body and whether I can actually spin the hands a bit quicker around the back. And just see what that does. See if it helps my speed without any more extra effort. That's what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so 20 seconds to go. A little bit more pressure. With about 4 or 5 seconds to go, we're going to start to build. So as soon as that clock ticks over 0, you're pushing max speed. Right, here we go. Yeah. Building. Now. Rhythm. Hang. Breathe. Long arms. Relax the face. All the way. Yeah, good. So have a think about that one. How'd that feel? I'm pretty puffed, but I felt in control. So that's the main thing. That's the objective. So I said it was going to be tough, or really fucking tough. If you feel like you're at your max now, you don't know if you can hold those splits, welcome to the pain train. You got to man up. You want to keep those speeds as much as you can. Now, if you're in control, these next 3, we're going to put you on the line of being in control and being out of control, okay? So now you've got a bit of fatigue build up. It's now putting into practice the ability to be relaxed, but also putting in the energy that you're literally just draining a cup, right? So every stroke is just draining a drop out of that cup until it's empty. And that's basically what you do for whatever distance you're doing. And that drop is determined by what you can produce here for this period of time. Okay, it's like I said at the start, if it's 5K, it's different. If it's 10 minutes, it's different. 100 meters, completely different again. So, minute to go, minute now. So we might quite slightly get out of sync with these pieces if we're doing them together, because if it clicks 0 while you're at the back, then it doesn't actually take off till you're pretty much the way through the next one. So could be a couple of seconds off here and there by the time we finish. Doing the same thing. It's the same again. Thinking of your rate, your power, your muscles. I'll call those relaxation points again. Relaxing the face is a massive one. Now if you're sitting there like this, wasted energy. Where can it be put? Into the workout. Suck in the oxygen. Right, firming up. Ready to go again. Building rate. Now, and go. Hang. Press. Tap it along. Continuous. Swing. All the way. Yeah, good. So start thinking to yourself, that was tough. Back off a little bit. Take it down a split. Keep the freedom. As I say, we're just trying to find a time that you can continue for 1,000 meters. That's what we're looking for. Because you might get to the end of it and go, shit, I don't know if I could have held that on. But if we did throw in a 2 minute right now, you might surprise yourself. But that last minute, or minute and a half, or 2 minutes, you know, whatever we might need to be doing to get to that 1,000 meters is a real killer. So I do apologize, ladies, if I need to learn to talk to the masses. So we'll do some workouts a little bit longer. You know, something like this could be great for 2 minutes. Be really specific to you guys, to a lot of you, which is getting quite closer to the sort of 1,000 meter mark. The 500 meter mark. But yeah, we'll do some, we might have a play with distances later. It'll just mean that we get way out of sync, with what we're doing. So only 2 more to go. Have a feel in yourself. How do you feel right now? I feel like, yeah, I've been working, but I don't feel out of myself. So same focus again. Evaluate how you've been going. Get onto that speed in this one and just sit on it. Sit on it, you know. That's one thing we've got to look at as well, is everybody's fitness, because, yeah, you could do these really easy because you're really strong and powerful, but maybe lacking a little bit of endurance. So, here we go. Starting to build again. Get through this piece. Just focus on this one. Ready to build. On this one. Now. Easy speed. Tap it along. Relax. Hang. Nice. so we've done 4 pieces now. You know, just sub that max. You might feel like it's at maximum, and you're like, okay, so just keep thinking about what your numbers are, and at the end of it, will give us a little bit of a picture, plus or minus, what we'll be able to hold for set distance. You know, whether it's 500 or 1,000. And this last one, it's really about control. This is where your muscles are going to be fatigued. They're going to be tired. So this is the time where this will be what it feels like through the middle quarter of whatever we're doing. So you might get to 500 meters holding that split, but you haven't got any more power to give, any more speed to give. Clock only will tick down as fast as you can do it, right? The meters are still got to go over. So this is where we want to just be in a bit of a zone where we're sort of right at our limit, but not. Okay, I know that sounds really dumb, but we physically giving it as much as we can in the most relaxed way possible, knowing that if the clock kept going and ticked over for another minute, we could do it. Okay, that's the only thing I can stress. It's the only way we can find out what we're actually able to do for a longer period of time. So as I say, this could be a third of the time or a quarter of the time in a woman of 1,000 meters. So last piece, same again. Think about the freedom, check out the rate, right, building into it. Now, long, hang, push, don't sprint, relax, sustainable. Yeah, good. So it's tempting in that last one to really reach for the line. But remember, that's not what we were trying to do. So remember, active recovery. We paddle it out for a minute or so. Putting a bit more pressure hanging out the handle. Feeling the legs. Handle and seat, especially from here, feeling like they're coming the same speed. So we don't want to feel like a push and then it comes through, or we don't want to feel it coming back to us like that. It's quite, just that real hang feeling, like a big staple. You're just sitting there like that, and then the whip of the body just comes through. Right, so who's up to doing that again? Well, I probably could do a few more, but that's sort of the feeling you want to get. You know, it depends on how fit you are. There's also how quick you recover. If you want to do that again, maybe experiment with your drag factor if you're new at it. As I say, pretty sure sort of 115 for ladies general, rowing world. You guys can throw some comments down. See, I'm 130. I'm a 130 man. Always have been. Probably always will be unless I stack on a ton of muscle. Yeah, it's literally just the air escaping, and it's sort of just how hard it's going to be. So just click the menu button, get it out. That saves it to your memory. So that workout's now, if you've got your erg data and it's been connected onto this, it can be running in the background while I'm doing this. So once you're finished, if it's been connected for the whole row, the warm up, that, and then whatever we do down on the cool down, it'll all sync up. Just go to the, once you're finished, just, hey Gucci, how are you? Good dog. Just go in there and make sure that it's on there. If for some reason it hasn't logged on, take a screenshot. Now, you probably won't have to with your logbook, but for anyone ambitious enough to try and have a nudge for world record times, well, I might show you a few things now. So if we go back and we have a look in our memory, so go list by date, there you are, 5 by 1 by 3. Press the magnifying glass now. The space is 5 buttons on the side. Fourth one down's got nothing next to it on the screen. If you hold that down for 3-4 seconds, you'll see a 16-digit algorithm pops up. Now that is an algorithm, so you can't basically like say, yeah, I did 5 minutes 15 for my 2K erg, and they'll be like, okay, show us the data. And you can be like, oh no, you just got to trust me. Yeah, then that's in there. And it shows all the details, the time, the date, everything. So if the time and date are all logged in, then yeah. But yeah, that's a verification code if you ever want to set any record stuff. But while we're here, just have a look at what you did. So in my opinion, I think it's best to run when you're doing a piece. When you're doing a piece like that, I solely look at meters, okay? Because it's only a minute. Now, if you're doing, you could be looking at your average 500 meter time. Now, I would suggest they're the best two to look at. Some people like looking at watts. I think watts jump around way too much. You know, like one stroke could be 30 or 40 strokes less just because of however you got the timing of the stroke or anything at the back. But it might only be half to one split on the actual screen. So if you're pumping along looking at, let's say 140 splits, if you're watching the average down the bottom and it says 140 point whatever, and you're sitting there watching 140 to 141 flick over on your average 500 meter time, then you're bang on pace. You know you're there. And so those are the ones that I sort of like to look at. And obviously you do a bit of maths in your head at the same time. You know, if you're looking at 140s and you're wanting to do, you know, this 1,000 meter, then yeah, obviously, you know, you're looking at that sort of 3-minute 20 pace. And that's a great thing to think about while you're doing it. So that's just me personally. So yeah, can't remember what the hell I was getting to, but yeah. So if it hasn't logged onto your erg data, you can go on here, take a screenshot, whatever it is, and you can load it into your logbook manually, and it'll just keep adding it up. Because great thing about that logbook too is if we spend a bit of time on here, You know, it's only going to take us a couple of months probably, and we'll do 1 million meters. Top work. And yeah, so there's a whole lot of little things, certificates, there's t-shirts and stuff you can get from Concept 2 for doing 1 million meters. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have done multi-millions, 10, 20 millions plus. Amazing, you know, just to see that sort of stuff tick over. So, right, enough on that. I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, just flick it through in the comments. Yeah, don't mind answering as much as I can. And yeah, do a bit more warm down. I'm going to jump on the bike. I'm lucky enough to have the bike as well. So yeah, the main goal of that today was to see your speed, to see something that you think you could probably hold for 1,000 meters. So have a think about it, see what you've sort of felt. We might throw in we might do some like 2 minute, and we'll definitely push it out well. See, the problem is we could push it out to 3 meters, but yeah, then there's a lot of guys pretty much like, well, why don't we just do 1,000? So I'll have a think about how we can work into some like meter pieces coming later. Yeah, maybe they're just going to have to be resetting after each one. Yeah, not 100% sure. It'll probably be a session that you can't really follow along to that well. Maybe that's just going to be like an Instagrammable session. Yeah, okay. No, we'll get through that one, and we'll see how we go. So awesome, guys. Keep warming down. You probably need sort of 5+ minutes of that. Have a good feed afterwards. Recover well, and yeah, do whatever you want to do tonight. Get back on the row machine. Yeah. Yeet. Okay. Cheers, team.